You know this guy, right?
Jackson Pollock.
Jackson Pollock, that's right, the drip painter. Okay, he let his mind go blank and his hand go where it wanted. Not deliberate, not random, someplace in between. They called it automatic art. Let's make this like Star Trek, okay? Engage intellect.
Excuse me?
I'm Kirk, your head's the warp drive. Engage intellect. What if Pollock had reversed the challenge? What if instead of making art without thinking, he said, you know what? I can't paint anything unless I know exactly why I'm doing it. What would have happened?
He never would have made a single mark.
Yes, you see, there's my guy, there's my buddy who thinks before he opens his mouth. He never would have made a single mark. The challenge is not to act automatically. It's to find an action that is not automatic, from painting to breathing to talking to fucking to falling in love.
Hey, welcome back to Karma Farm. That was a clip from Ex Machina, where he's talking about Jackson Pollock. And I've always been really intrigued by Jackson Pollock. He was quite a character. There's actually a movie with Ed Harris, and there's a part of the movie I really like when he's doing one of his wild kind of out there paintings, and this art curator, or it's another artist, comes to have a look. In fact, no, I think it's actually the woman he's living with at the time, and she says, "Where's the naturalness? Where's the nature?" And he just says, kind of, "I am nature," you know. And yeah, great movie, great artist, you know. And I really love that description of what automatic art is, and I'm experiencing that trepidation, that kind of making those first strokes, you know. And I really find that I have to kind of take myself out of the equation, take my head out of the equation, because when you are trying to figure out, I've got this idea, this concept that indeed we are kind of in essence a double slit experiment. You know, as soon as we start observing ourselves, or as soon as one part of our psyche starts observing another part of our psyche, an interference pattern's caused, you know. And when we actually attune both of those sides of the brain, both those hemispheres of the brain, that's kind of the clear space, you know. So yeah, and when I get into that space, which is becoming easier and easier, and just allow myself to kind of flow and kind of ramble and work, I'm constantly surprising myself, you know, at what I'm producing. You know, Pablo Picasso said that he spent his whole life trying to paint like a child, or trying to draw like a child, and I really get that, you know, trying to kind of find that childlike innocence, or the childlike innocence, and to try and realise an artistic vision and put that into some kind of piece of work, is a phenomenal process, you know. And yeah, I guess this is kind of my piece of art, as it were, or one of them. I'm going to share a little bit of this book that I just picked up the other day. Now, it's been a long time since I read a book cover to cover, but I'm dipping more and more into books. But I said this thing years ago. I said, when you're truly kind of intercoursing with the universe, you can ask a question and you can pick up any book and flick it open to a random page and get the answer you need. That could be Playboy, that could be anything. It doesn't have to be a mystical book. Yeah, that randomness. And I did that the other day when I was making a video. I've done it a few times when I've been making videos, but this is from James Frey, a million little pieces. I think he was. It's about recovery, so I believe he was an addict, and yeah. But I haven't read much of it, and the first thing that I actually read, I was encouraged to read this book by 2 or 3 people, and that's how most kind of books come to me. If somebody says it once, you know, maybe, then again, if it's 3 times, it's like what's his name? Ian Fleming used to say about twice is coincidence, 3 is enemy activity. Well, perhaps this isn't enemy activity. Perhaps this is kind of the cavalry activity. But these words came to me the other day, and this is the first thing that I read in this book, so I'd like to share this with you because I really identify with it. So, he says, I listen to the leaves, I stare at the ground, I try to lose myself, I try to forget where I am and why I'm here, I try to forget about what lies in front of me, I try to forget about death, prison and recovery. I try to forget that there is a world outside of that which is in my head. And I try to forget that there is a world within my head. I try to forget everything, the whole fucking mess. That's beautiful, and it's just meditation, you know. Forgetting that there's a world outside of myself, outside of my head, and there is a world inside my head. Finding that place between those 2 worlds is, yeah, another book that just coincidentally happens to be here is Zero, The Biography of a Dangerous Idea. This is an awesome book. This is by Charles Seif, I think his name is. But yeah, this talks all about the idea of zero. It's got some great like graphics and quotes. Should we do that again with this one? Right, what are we going to find here? There's not really, there's little quotes all the way throughout this that are really nice. I'm not being totally random because some of them are just diagrams and stuff, but where are we? Come on. There. The quantum zero, infinite energy. To physicists, vacuum has all particles and forces latent in it. It's far richer substance than the philosopher's nothing. Alright. To physicists, vacuum has all the particles and forces latent within it. It's far richer substance. It is a far richer substance than the philosopher's nothing. Oh, wow, that's nice. Sir Martin Rees. Yeah, so that's a bit of zero. So, that is meditation, that is the centre, that is the space, that is stillness. And if you can dwell in that place, if only for 5 minutes a day, you'll be amazed what you come back with. So yeah, before I ramble on too long, I'm quite happy with this kind of little brush stroke that I've made. We're still under 10 minutes, we're still under 8 minutes. So yeah, you guys have a nice day, and yeah, I'll be back soon.